So maybe you're having a hard time reading the flow or the direction of the market. So we're going to take a look here at the higher base chart because today the market didn't really pull back to any key areas. In this case here of demand, because we were having a bullish run to the upside. And I'm going to show you how you can actually go about using a lower time frame chart to actually look for scalps on the E-mini NASDAQ futures. All right. Now, structure is completely important. And I know a lot of people have a hard time kind of trading in between ranges. And I always talk about stay out of the middle of anything, meaning don't trade when the market is in between, say, for example, a major high and a major low. Stay tuned to tomorrow's video because I'm going to be talking about more so about ranges, when to really, not trade in a range, what the range will actually look like, and when to actually take your positions, whether you're going long or short. Now, if we look at the market today, just looking roughly at market structure here, we can see that the market was making a bearish run, not bearish, but a bullish trend to the upside, or bullish run to the upside, making higher highs and higher lows. But we didn't significantly pull back to any key area of high probability demand zones. And if you want to understand the difference of what marks something to be low probability versus high, then go to the home page and the little magnifying glass, use that tool, type in gaps or imbalances, because that is what makes up the trade or the zone, meaning supply and demand, being a high probability versus a low probability area. Okay. Now, what I'm talking about there is that if we have an imbalance or gap resting back at our zone on a retracement, okay, then that makes it high probability. If there is no gap there, then that makes it a low probability area. Okay. So if we can see today, the market didn't really pull back to any key high probability demand zone. In this case here, we just kept pushing to the upside before we started doing what? We made this final attempt on this high here, and then the market starts doing what? Making these little runs to the downside, making lower lows and lower highs back lower. Now, again, the market isn't pulling back to any, specific, high probability zone. Then I scale down to like my lower time frame, and I try to catch some entries based on, what's going on the lower base chart just as well, but still trying to follow in the direction of the higher base chart. Now let's take a look here at my 24 range chart, because this is where most of the activity in which I took my trades today came from. All right. So we'll scale down or move down right now. Now, the move to the upside, if you look here, even on the lower base chart, started around about 2:30 yesterday afternoon, 2 o'clock, somewhere there. And we started making these higher highs and higher lows to the upside. Into the overnight session, we kind of fall through with that. So structure was very bullish, moving or at the latter part or end of yesterday's trading session into the overnight session, and definitely into today's trading session. It just kept moving to the upside. I mean, we could see the market making highs, higher lows, breaking structure, pulling back, and then we started moving sideways right here. So this would be a major high. This would be a major low. Well, this right here would be a major low because it kept pushing to the downside right here. And then it pushed up here and pulled back, and then it broke structure above this major high right here. So this is structure in itself. You have to pay attention to the movements of what the market is doing. And just to show you, highs, higher lows, pushing higher, breaking structure, coming back, breaking more structure right here, pulling back, and then breaking more structure. So you have to follow what these pivotal points are where it's making these higher highs and higher low runs to the upside or downside. And as you can see, from there, we just kept pushing. We got a nice pullback, broke structure higher above this major high right here. So in this case here, what I saw when the market, after it made its low here, we started, because we were already bullish to the upside, started making these higher highs and higher low runs, but we were in between a major high and a major low right there. So after the market takes out this high over here, we can look for a pullback to maybe like right here. Let me show you. It broke this area of structure coming up. That's a major high right there. And we could look for a pullback to maybe some of this area right here, but the market just kept pushing higher to the upside. Okay, so that's why we got, I drew this arrow straight to the top here because they made a high, higher low, and then broke structure completely to the upside. Then you got another pullback right here where it makes a high and then a higher low right here. Okay. And then it breaks structure back to the upside again. Then in this case here, you look for a pullback to this area right here. We have another area where there's a major high pulling down, have a low here, and then it breaks that area structure back to the upside there. So I'm looking for movement like that. As long as we're breaking structure consistently to the upside, then I'm looking for pullbacks after the break of structure, in this case here, to an area of demand where there's a high probability zone mark that could be traded at. Okay, so look here, like right here, we can see that this was a high, a higher low, broke this area. Well, broke this area here. This will be our pullback. Let's just take a look here. I'm gonna show it, draw it up. Low or higher low, breaking the structure here, coming back, and this will be the zone right here that I would mark up. High probability because there's a gap attached to the actual zone itself. All right, an imbalance. If the market was to pull back there, I would be interested if we got rejection off that zone there to do what? To go higher. All right, I'm going to show you another example here. The market continues pushing to the upside here. So after breaking this area structure here, we got a higher low, higher high, pulling back. Now we have what? We have another major high resting right here. And then the market does what? It breaks back to the upside. Now here, take a look. We had, just like right here what I said, in between a high and a low here, break structure, could have pulled back to a key area of demand. That's what happened right here. We have a high, a low, okay? Breaking structure to the upside above this area here. This is a beautiful area of demand where there's an imbalance right here on this candle right here. Blow it up a little bit. On this particular candle right here that broke above the last down bearish candle, that bullish candle there, there's a gap attached back to it or attached to the zone itself. When the market gets back to that area there, then I'm looking for the market to react off that zone. Okay, and it does that. It retraces right back to that area. And when it got there, this is around about 1050, 1052 demand zone after marking up a high probability. Well, this is a break of structure. Okay, that's a major high right there. Comes back, it breaks, taps into that demand zone right there. Was aggressive buying it, leaving behind an imbalance or gap in the market. Taps into the demand zone and breaks to the upside right there. All right. So this was the trade that I took earlier today on the E-mini NASDAQ. That's the trade that I posted over on the Discord community. If you want to join the Discord, the link is down in the description. It's free to join. But prior to it actually coming back to that zone there was another break of structure. You had a high here that was created right after the break here, pulling back and then breaking higher right here. Now, when it came back to this zone, yep, that was another high probability demand zone, and it had a gap attached to, the zone itself. But when the market got back there, the thing I did not like about this one was we got a full body close of candles into the inside of the actual zone. And then it came down and tapped right at the lower end of the zone. That, even though it didn't break immediately through there, was a sign to, and even though we did get the rejection on a bullish candle to go up to the upside, it wasn't a, let me kind of draw this out a little bit. Yeah, this wasn't a type of candle, bullish candle I'm looking for. It was kind of, more so like an indecisive candle in the sense there was no wicks on this candle here or it was just a body. That was it. So, but it wasn't like a bullish candle with a wick on it back to the upside here. But just outside of that, what I noticed was we got a full body close with a wick of the wick and the candle to the inside and another one right here. So I talked about in the past about candles closing on the inside of a zone. If it does, then that lowers the probability of, the market probably want to react back at that demand zone. So I just waited through that area and didn't trade that because I saw where we had just broken a major high right here and waiting for this to be the better opportunity. All right. The trades where the market pulls back to a key area after it's breaking through a major area of structure, like a major high or major low, that's where you're going to get your best reactions. I've said that in several videos. In this opportunity, this is what happened right here. And then from there, the market just kept pushing to the upside, high, higher, low, breaking more structure, breaking to the upside before coming back to the downside. This is what we're looking at market structure, okay? Even from a lower time frame basis. Major high here, then it starts stepping down, making lower lows and lower highs, pulls back right here. A break of structure. This is another major high right here that was created coming to the downside. So now we have a major high here and a major high here. And the market just kept pushing lower, as it did this. It made a lower high, small break of structure below this area here, pulled back, tapped it, could have went short after this at this area here. Because at this point now we're breaking structure actually lower back to the downside. We actually came down and started taking out, this area structure, this was a major low right here that I took out right here, major low to the downside. So at that point, we're shifting and making lower lows, lower highs, breaking through major areas of structure lower. So the market is definitely shifting to the downside. From there, here we got a low, a lower, a basic lower high here. The market comes down and breaks this area structure right here. That was a pullback, key area of supply right there to take it short. Going from there, makes a new low, pulls back, boom, break structure again. This is another major high that was just created right here. So then the market just keeps going low, lower high, pushing to the downside here again. Another major high right here. Right, another major high coming to the downside right there, and now we just broken this major high. You can see to the upside right here after making this low here. Okay, so there was a low, now a major high there coming down. Now the market comes back, it's making highs, higher lows, higher lows, and higher highs back to the upside here. So what could actually happen here? Maybe the market will, let's see, maybe we'll come on down and maybe, well, I'm not sure if it will retrace back or not, but right now we're breaking structure. It could come back right here and continue pushing higher. No one knows where they're going to actually stop at, but right now it's went back from being very bearish back to being very bullish back on the 24 range chart. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to anyone out there that doesn't quite understand the gist when it's surrounding market structure. This was a directional flow showing you into today's trading session from a lower base chart what to actually look for. Okay, I scalped basically off the 24 today because we didn't get many opportunities or pullbacks to the higher time frame chart like the 120 range chart. Okay, so but if you're interested in more content to where I'm breaking down these trades, like I post trade breakdowns pretty much if not daily, every other day almost, to where I'm going through trades that I post over on our Discord community. I'll break them down for our private community, which are our elite channel supporters. And if you're interested in becoming one, the link is down in the description portion of the video right below the Discord link. It's only $6.99 a month, where you receive all the trade breakdown videos that I've made. There's tons of them already on there. I'll walk you through structure. I'll walk you through price action. I'll walk you through the actual profit target areas, stop losses, just kind of giving the full rundown as if you were sitting right next to me to let you know why I engaged and took those opportunities on those trades, whether they were long or short. All surrounding structure, okay? That's the key to it all. But there's tons of those trade breakdown videos, but you also get the video playlist and a great video that I covered on market structure just as well. Only for $6.99. Anyone out there who's interested, that's like 24 to 25 cents on the day. Again, the link is down in the description. Now, if you're not a current subscriber, please take the time to go ahead and sub by clicking on the subscribe button, and make sure to turn on your post notifications by clicking the bell. Last but not least, if you found value in today's video, please make sure to click the thumbs up button, that like button for me. Take care, and I'll see everyone in the next one. And I hope everyone is having a safe trading week and be responsible and making the right decisions surrounding structure as a whole.